One.
Call in order the meeting of the Prosperity, Livability, and Safety Committee. Councilmember Patrick Harmon sitting in for Councilmember Chair Monica Peters. And with me today is Councilmember Johnson and Councilmember McKeever. So we have one item today for the agenda. It's an informational item only. The High Point Fire Department 2024 Annual Report, item 2025-165. And we have Fire Chief Brian Evans, not the singer, going to give us the report about the fire department.
Well, good morning. Thank you, Dr. Chair and Councilman Johnson and Councilwoman McKeever. So I want to open up with a question. So if you had to measure success of High Point Fire Department, what metrics would you use? And in this presentation, you're going to see what metrics that we use as a department to measure the success that we have had so far in this organization. So 2024 year in review, and what we use to measure that success is we use a process of, we review a lot of data. Data analytics is what we use to make sure that we're meeting the needs of the community and the stewards that we serve on a day-to-day basis. Also in this presentation, I'm gonna go over the services that we provide. Also we're gonna take a deep look into our community risk reduction and also the futures of the fire service and public safety, which I'm real excited about. So a little bit about High Point Fire. We are an organization that operates locally, but we're recognized nationally. And how do we come up with that? We are an accredited agency, and we're also an ISO Class 1 agency. So the accreditation process is done by the Center for Public Safety Excellence, and further on you hear me refer to that as CPSE. And they are the body that recognize accreditation and the steps to take to become accredited. ISO Class 1, that's a rating that's done by the insurance service offices out of New Jersey, or VERISC, and they come in and rate our communications, our water distribution, which is excellent that the City of High Point has, and also training standards that we do as an organization of fire service, and we're currently ranked ISO Class 1 and internationally accredited agency. So why is that important? Currently, High Point Fire is one of 120 fire departments across the nation that is both internationally accredited and an ISO Class 1. So kudos to the staff and the men and women of High Point Fire who've earned that ranking. So what is the process to become accredited? It is a long process, but it's a process that's well worth it. It starts with what's called a FESM. That is the Fire Emergency Service Self-Assessment Manual. It's a process that has to be done by CPSE. It looks at strategic planning. It's also SWOT analysis, and also there are 250 performance indicators that they use to rate our fire departments. And those indicators range anywhere from health and safety, overall operations of the department, future planning, and the model is continuous improvement. And that's something that they look at when a group of peer assessors come in to rate. We don't rate ourselves. Once we submit all the documents to CPSE, they bring in chief officers and other officers from across the country, also across the nation, really in the world, to come in and look over those documents. It takes about a 6 to 8 month process to submit all the documents and for those individuals come in to rate our organization. So here's a look at our operational footprint for High Point Fire. We currently have 19 facilities. That's 14 fire stations that is geographically located across the city. And there are 3 battalion districts as well. Currently we have 19 fire companies in service on a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week basis. And those are broken out into 14 engine companies. We have 4 ladder companies, 1 heavy rescue, and 1 tanker to service those areas where hydrants are not readily available. As far as personnel, we have 3 shifts. Like I said, it's 24/7. We have 72 personnel assigned per shift. Like I said, it's a 24-hour rotation basis. So let's take a look at our incidents and responses over the previous year. So in 2024, we had 16,515 incidents, which generated 35,020 responses. So it may be a little bit confusing. So incidents when someone calls 911 and requests service. So depending on the incident, you may have multiple fire departments respond. So that's why we have more responses than we do incidents. And we did see a slight increase from 2023, where we had 16,255 incidents, but our responses were down, total responses were down from the units that responded to those incidents. For those incidents types of 2024, our largest number of calls were medical calls. All of our firefighters are EMT certified, which means they can render aid, which is really, in the past few years, we've seen firefighters now drawing up drugs given to individuals. That was unheard of years ago, but because of costs, we're now required to draw up drugs to kind of keep the costs down. So 9,232 calls with those medical calls. We had 2,200, over 2,200 false alarms. The good intent calls, 1,582. So a good intent call can be if you're driving down the road and you see smoke or something coming from a home and you call in a potential house fire, we get there and it's actually someone grilling out back, and that's the smoke. So that's what's classified as a good intent call. Those service calls that we have, those are anything for water shutoffs, smoke alarms, smoke detectors, stuff like that. And lastly, the fires, we had 534 actual fires in the city of High Point in 2024. And of those 534 fires, 128 were structure fires. So that's what's classified as a home or residence or building. 406 were related to cooking or vehicle, car fires, or either brush or outside rubbish fires. I'm proud to say in 2024 that we had 0 fire fatalities. 2025 has not started off so great this year. We've had 3 so far for 2025, but last year we did not have any fire fatalities. And segue into why I think we did not have fire fatality in 2024 is we do an outstanding job in community risk reduction, which is led by our fire marshal and his group. They conduct fire inspections across all the businesses here in the city of High Point. And of those fires that they investigated, 95 of those were listed as accidental. Of those 500 and some, 33 were incendiary. That means someone actually set those on fire. Of the 2024, we had 27 still remain undetermined. And that's classified undetermined is, so we allow the insurance companies, they hire their investigators to come in to find a cause for that as well. Currently, there's still 5 that's under investigation for 2024. Something very important, and I think for this community, and that I'm proud of, and I think that you all should be proud of as well, is in 2024, we installed 315 smoke detectors at homes that did not have a working smoke detector. That's going to be a big push future for us. You're going to see more media push for smoke detectors that have actual working smoke detectors. And we actually installed 301 batteries as well. So we do that as a service to the public, to the citizens of High Point. For a total, we did 616 battery and smoke detector installs in 2024. Public education is second to none. We touched a little over 70,000 individuals in the city of High Point from our public education events. Something I'm very proud of, and the men and women of this organization should be proud of as well. On the violation side for inspections, for code violations, we ran into about 5,500 violations. Our inspections department and fire marshal's office, they conducted a little over 1,000 plan reviews for new businesses or renovations to businesses. And for a total of a little over 779 million square feet of those plan reviews that they looked at. So the services that we provide for High Point Fire, we touched on earlier the emergency medical response. That's anything from your traffic accidents and medical calls. We all know we respond to fires, but that's not all we do. Fires is a small portion of what we do on a day-to-day basis. And really and truly, High Point Fire is an all-hazards organization. I'll get more into what that means here shortly. We have a hazardous response team. Those men and women, that's something else they do besides firefighting. They are firefighters first. They also go to school to become hazard material technicians, also technical rescue technicians. You can see here in this photo that for high angle rescues, they're actually transversing across the dam there at Oak Hollow Lake in a scenario there as training scenario. We have a bike team that we set that up for, that's done at Market. Also 5Ks, all the events, matter of fact, the Coltrane Festival as well, we have a bike team there, a gator team that assists for any medical calls there. Our dive team, we're one of 3 across the state that actually have an ROV. That's an underwater robot. So our dive team goes all across the state, and we're requested a lot to assist agencies. We spend a lot of time at Blues, searching for bodies, Greensboro, all across the nation, really, because there's, like I said, there's 3 in the state of North Carolina. Winston-Salem just received one through a grant, so that'd be 4 in the state of North Carolina. And that's something we're proud of is our dive team. So what does it mean, all hazards agency? Like I say, you see here, we dive team. We're also WMD CBRN, which is weapons of mass destruction. So our hazmat tech team is also cross-trained to assist WMD, which is something that was really prevalent years ago, right after 9/11. So we sent members to Alabama for training for that, and that's some of our members there getting some of the training, radiological. So CBRN is chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear emergencies that we as a local agency can handle in the city of High Point. And lastly, up there, you see on that picture, that is our members doing a trench training, which they're doing that today. By the state, we're required to have 3 entries a year into a trench or confined space to maintain that certification. So what is the future capabilities within the fire service or public safety? I'd like for you to watch this short video here to kind of show you what is coming or what's going to be available in the future for the fire service.
What is your emergency?
I think I'm being robbed. 3 guys at my store and they have a gun.
What is the address?
Jack's Mini Mart, 6316 North 83rd Street.
Responder 1 en route, arrival in 45 seconds.
Edward 9, 3 minutes out.
Edward 11, ETA in 6.
Caller states 2 white males standing outside, possibly armed, 1 white male inside the store.
Edward 9, copy.
And we have our generational perspectives. We have our armed robbery in progress. Pull up the drone feed. Yes, sir.
3 suspects are on foot. Alleyway adjacent to the food mart.
Wait, is that just a lighter? Unit standby. It appears to be a lighter.
Responder 1, affirmative. Object appears to be a lighter and not a weapon.
Edward 9, copy. Got on the live feed. We'll make contact and advise.
It's not hard to imagine how this situation could have gone differently. BRAVE is building a system to give first responders more information before they arrive at emergencies and lower response times. Specialized drones are pre-positioned in robotic charging stations at strategic locations throughout a community. The system is integrated with 911, computer-aided dispatch, and other software to deploy the aircraft autonomously in seconds. These drones can deliver life-saving payloads faster than ever. With an onboard two-way audio system, responders can even communicate remotely to provide instructions.
All right, we have help headed your way. We've dispatched a drone that's equipped with an AED. Need you just keep giving me updates on your status.
They can also gather intel or de-escalate a situation. Drones can be deployed in the field to get a fast bird's-eye view of any situation and generate 3D models for documentation or courtroom use. DFR allows first responders to see through smoke and identify hotspots or locate suspects and devise a response that minimizes risk for everyone. The drones also mesh with each other for extended range across entire communities. Agencies around the country have already adopted DFR programs. On average, they clear a quarter of all 911 calls with drones alone. They get eyes on scene in less than 70 seconds and have achieved 50% faster response times agency-wide. Enter the future of public safety today with Brink DFR, because this is just the beginning.
So that is the future of the fire service and public safety in general, a drone first responder program. We currently have 2 drones in our possession that we use for situational awareness on high rises or fires that have thermal capabilities. So hopefully down the road, City of High Point will invest into a drone first responder program. And like I said, that is the future of the fire service and also the police service that you saw in that video. This last slide is kind of shows what the men and women has kind of bought into what I call, basically, they've taken their station and bring in the camaraderie of designing their own patch to show that pride in the fire station. So this is a couple of our stations that have designed their own patch as well. So. And lastly, that was my presentation of a 2024 high-level brief overview. And at this time, I'll take any questions that you all may have.
Thanks, Chief, for the detailed report. Appreciate all you guys do for the city and the community. You guys have any questions for the Chief?
Councilman Johnson here. Chief, definitely I appreciate the presentation of what our first-class fire department is doing to keep us safe. So again, thank you to your men and women who do a wonderful job, who risk your lives. And again, kudos. We definitely appreciate you.
Thank you, sir.
I got a couple of questions. So the ISO certification, does that reduce the insurance rates for folks in town having that extra
yes,
certification?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I
yes,
thought.
sir, it does. It reduces for residents and businesses. The largest impact as far as economic development, when those businesses look to relocate, they will see that their insurance rate will be cheaper because we're ISO Class 1.
Okay, great. Are you having any staffing difficulties?
No, sir. Currently, we are +3, so we do not have any vacancies at this time. We have 23 in training right now. 9 is going to graduate June 12th, and 14 is going to graduate sometime around November, December, and that'll put us at +3. So last year, we did approach management, and they're so graciously in council as well. They approved us to have 12 overhire positions to kind of combat the retirees, because it takes about a year from the time we hire someone to get them on the fire apparatus. So those 12 overhires drastically increased our abilities, so we don't have a lag in staffing. So.
How long have you had the drones?
We've had the drones for about 1.5 years now.
Okay.
We have 2 DJI drones. We have a Mini 3 and a 3. The Mini 3 does not have thermal capabilities, the 3 does.
Okay. How much do those cost, just out of curiosity?
Drones cost about $4,000.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the
It's
average.
modest, yeah, okay, great, thank you.
The DFR would be, when you saw this video, that's about a $30,000
Okay.
drone. Because whenever the 911 calls in, that drone goes out, it's an autonomous dispatch.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's pretty amazing technology. All right. Any other questions for the chief or comments?
Question, I'm sorry. If someone wanted to get a fire alarm, how would they go about doing that?
someone wanted to.
If our citizens needed to get a fire detector,
for a
smoke detector, excuse me.
Okay, yeah,
Smoke
a
detector.
smoke detector, so they can go to our website, and there is a form there you have to fill out. So if they can go to hopewinnicity.gov/fire, and that first page should come up as I want to, and there's a brief breakdown of a smoke detector, fire report, so they just click on smoke detector, they fill that out, and our fire marshal's office, they do that every Wednesday. Wednesdays are days that they go out and put in new smoke detectors. Also coming up in June is going to have a smoke detector canvas on Saturday. So I believe that date is June 8th, if I'm not mistaken. But don't hold me to that. But we're going to canvas the Barbie Avenue area and also some streets around Barbie Avenue where we had our last fatality. So.
Okay. Is there a limit?
We put in, so by the code, you're supposed to have at least one per level and one in each room and outside every bedroom. To keep costs down, for someone who doesn't have one, we put one on each level of their home.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
This is Councilwoman McKeever. Is there a certain age? Are they only for senior citizen, or can anyone get a smoke alarm? I see, for the smoke alarm you put in people's houses, are they only for senior citizen, or does it matter
No,
what
that's
age?
anyone. Anyone can apply, yes.
June 7th for the canvas.
It's June 7th for the canvas.
I just want to say good presentation. I know how important accreditation is, and see that we got a lot of our firemen that has done that. I think it's really great, and good job. I just really think it's really good job.
So we are in the process of going through reaccreditation now. So we do have a community survey out there, which is very important that CPSC, Center for Public Safety Excellence, look at. They want accreditation to be a community-driven strategic plan. So we do have that out there now that the community can actually put in their input on what direction they want to see the fire service go in.
Any other questions or comments? All right, well, thanks, Chief. Really appreciate your time.
Hey, thank you all.
You guys have any announcements to share before we close? All right.
Well, then happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day this Sunday. Don't
Happy
forget.
Mother's Day, yeah. Don't forget, yeah.
All right, well, this meeting is adjourned.
You got a mic.